Hello to this video. Today we're looking at Slidea, or Slidea, however you want to pronounce it. So you can access it via app.slidea.com, and here we are. So down the left hand side we've got various options. We've got the home, which shows you your recent presentation, and then some popular templates and popular features. We've got your presentations, which shows you all of your presentations, and then you've got templates again, which you can access. You can look at particular ones and preview those, and you can see which ones, how many slides they have and how many times they've been downloaded previously. So there's lots of different options there. You've got, as is typical with these sorts of things, lots of different plans. So from a free plan, basic, and then there's also education plans as well. And then integration wise, you've got the option to integrate it with PowerPoint and with Zoom. Okay, so let's jump back then. So as is common with lots of presentation tools now, we've got the option to create with AI. So when you click onto that, it allows you to type in what it is you want. So I could do something around, let's formative assessment. So type into the box. That'll do, and click generate. What it does is it expands on that, so it gives you a bit more information. You can further edit it. You can say how many slides you want. I'm going to go with 8, and you can ask it to add images and instruction, and then we'll click generate, and then you can choose from this. You can always change it later, but let's go with gold. And then we can then edit the slides. So this is a good opportunity to look at the order and to go through some of the functionality. So if we look down the left hand side, first slide there is a join slides. So your audience can join and then view them on their device. So that's really useful. And you can see that's the instruction. So you could put in some additional information if you wanted to. We could type in and you type on the right hand side, and then it appears at the top there. So I'm happy, and it gives you a character limit as well. So you can see you've got 80 as your character limit. You have got the option to import. So if you go to import, you can add your PPTX or PPT or PDF. Files need to be under 10 megabytes. So just be aware of that. But that's quite useful as a starting position. And then we can go through, just like with PowerPoint, what we can do is we can move them. So we can click on the 6 dots to the left of the slide preview, and we can move that backwards and forwards. If we want to add a new slide, there's a variety of slides. So we've got the instructions to join. We've then got different options to add some engagement. So this is what I really like about Slidea, is there's a whole variety of different options. So we've got option to select an answer, we've got an option to type an answer, we've got an answer to pick a number, or we've got a lineup where we can rank the order of a particular thing, which is great for sequencing. We go further down, sort of question types, we've got multiple choice, which is quite standard. Word cloud's quite nice, great way of starting a lesson, just to gauge students' understanding of the vocabulary. Obviously, the more they enter the word, a particular word, the larger it appears on the word cloud. We've also got open-ended questions, which are good at sort of testing students' high order thinking skills. We've got scales. We've got a ranking one again. Just a general Q&A. We've got guess the number, this or that. So it's great, just a quick sort of choice thing. And then we've got a traffic lights one, and you could link that to their understanding potentially. So at the end of the lesson, you could ask them to determine how much do they know. Are they confident, less confident, or really confident on the topic you've just covered? Truth or lie? So quick answer, yes or no type thing. And then you've also got multimedia questions where you can add in images as well. And then finally down the bottom we've got the ability to import both Google Slides and PowerPoint. So they're the different features. So let's look through what we've got. So in this one, this is one I created using AI, as you saw. If I go back to formative assessment, if I go back to home, you can now see I've got one on photography as well. If I go into that one, you can see I've got some responses, which is really useful. So you can see the responses appear. So on this one, it was a question, and you can see the responses appear there. Students can also like or thumbs up as they go through, but we'll come to that in a moment. And we can change the color. So at the moment that's the background, but we could change the color if we wanted to alter it. As you can see, we can make that slightly lighter. And down the bottom of each slide, just like you would in other presentation tools, you've got the ability to add notes. So we can add notes on there as we go. Font wise, again, we can select the font and we can choose a range of different fonts. For me, looking at the different fonts available, I think probably the Lexend Deca is the cleanest one. The rest, just a bit heavy, harder to read. So I would probably go with the Lexend Deca. Nice clear font that's available there. Down on the right hand side, we've got types. So we've got the different slide types which you can navigate through. So you can see which question type that is. We can edit the content with regards to allowing multiple submissions. Design allows you to change the color and the layout. So you can see slide layout wise, we can change that around if we want. So we've got background image appearing throughout the whole thing, or we can have a block of color so that the answers are easier to see. And we can also update the image and update the transparency. So let's jump back then. We can do a preview and it will show us what it's going to look like on both the presenter screen but also the participant screen. So that's a really useful feature where you can see how both are going to appear. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through and do a quick run through and then review the results. Okay, so having finished editing, to go to present, we can go present. The other drop down is you can remotely present if you want to, so it'll give you a QR code, but we're going to click present. So we've got our presentation up there. If we want the QR code to appear so that others can join, we can click on the QR code just down by the slides. Students can then use their mobile phones to join the presentation. So I'm just going to do that. And you can see how many active people down in the bottom right hand corner. You can see the participants that are there. If I just go back through the slides quickly, we'll go back to the start. Okay, so that's what the first joining slide looks like. You can see it's giving them the option, showing them what to do to scan the thing. We click to the next first of the questions. You can see this is what responses look like. So you can see the responses appear there. And as you go through each question, you can see the responses appearing. But what we can do is, your students can give you feedback. So you can see I've got a thumbs up on that one. Also from the device, this is showing how the answers appear. So you can see with this one, we've got the answer that's been given there. And then if we hit enter, we can display whether that was right or wrong. As a student, they can ask questions as well. And you'll see the questions appearing in the bottom right corner. So you click onto that and you can see they've asked, the question appears there, and you can see pinned and answered, so you can pin them if you want it to be there to reference again. But really nice way of adding interactivity that the students can interact with you as you go. We carry on through just to show you the rest of the slides. So this is another multiple choice, and then we've got slightly different layout, and then you can have a quiz leaderboard. And that's very similar to some of the other quiz tools, where the quicker the answer, the more points they'll get. And again, a slightly different way, and with the correct answer, different question layout with the correct answer listed below. So this is just an open question. Again, quiz leaderboard, and you've got the champion board at the top, so you can celebrate who was winning. And then we've got a sequence, the numbers. And again, each time we've got the option to add an enter to show which was the right result, so we can see what people voted for. So you can see lots of interactivity. I like the animations to show the results, which is really clever. And then when we're finished, we can escape the presentation and we can go and look at the results. So we can look at the results. They are the summary of answers. You can see which ones we got wrong. So it gives you a bit of detail there. And then you've also got the option to download your responses as a spreadsheet. So there you have it, a quick look through Slidea. I think it's a really good way of getting students engaged and actively participating. I like the interactive features as they go through. So I hope you found the video useful. If you did, remember to subscribe to the channel and join me again soon for more EdTech videos. Thanks for watching.